then they get face to face, and Punk's like, I'm gonna get over this, and when I come back, I'm coming straight at you. And McIntyre swings at him, and Punk ducks, but he's got one arm. He tries to fight. McIntyre gives him the headbutt, boom, and starts stomping the fucking torn, disfigured fucking tricep muscle. And I'm thinking, this is crazy, like wrestling, for God's sake. And then here comes Sami Zayn. It got a little bit less like wrestling. I'm thinking, God damn, if Drew McIntyre's kicking the shit out of me, and if anybody in the locker room, here comes Sami Zayn, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm fucked. But there was a flurry, and he ran Drew off, and the referees and agents checked on Punk, and McIntyre was laughing. But again, another great thing he can do with one arm tied behind his back. He can do a better promo segment than 95% of the fucking rest of the business.
Great segment. Again, we don't know how long he'll be out. At least according to this, at least based on this, they're setting him up to be a babyface when he comes back against Drew. Because again, remember, he eliminated Cody Rhodes saying, I'm not going to lose to Cody's kid. I didn't come back to lose to Cody's kid. And then he got eliminated by him. I guess because he can't do anything for a while, they completely blew that off.
Well, they released backstage footage of Punk hugging Cody saying, finish your dream, young man, or whatever.
You said this injury ended up producing a great segment. It actually may have produced two great segments, because who knows how much of the Rollins-Cody thing would have happened if not for this.
Well, but God almighty, I do not... we'll get there. Rollins and Cody, but
Drew McIntyre also has become one of my favorite... He's become one of my favorite guys on promo segments in the company. His matches, at least who they're booking him with on this show, haven't really done it for me, or got me really interested.
He's good enough in the ring. And
he's good in the ring. I'm not saying he isn't.
But also without the sword and the fucking, the whole apparatus. He's just a big guy with fucking dark hair and black tights and headbutts the shit out of people. I like that guy.
A lot braver than me.
They could, and then they could bring Wardlow in as his little nephew, Pismo.
Yeah.
If you're a company like WWE, does it soften the blow when someone like CM Punk, who you're paying a lot of money to, you have to imagine, comes in, multi-year deal, immediately gets hurt. He's coming off being hurt a few times, but you know that you're going to be able to sell merch with him.
Means I can help save the
while he's gone, he'll still be one of your biggest merch movers. Does that soften the blow?
Yes, I mean, the blow at this point, the billions of dollars, no one wrestler, no 5 wrestlers really, or 10 maybe, we can do the math, who knows, can be a blow to that company anymore. It can be to the creative team, to the people having to write and produce the actual program and all that stuff. I mean, oh, God damn it. I mean, I was the night they pulled Sting off the cage and tore his ACL 2 weeks before Super Brawl in 1990 or whatever. Oh, God damn it.
Wrestle War,
whatever it was. They didn't have Super Brawl then. That's incessant in this business, but it can't be a blow to the company like, oh, my God, hand-wringing, what are we going to do? Because that's just, they're too big now. They got too much money. They can... who knows? We don't know the bookkeeping. Are they going to just break even maybe on Punk with merchandise sales and his intellectual property and likeness or whatever the fuck and a DVD? And then when he does come
they don't
back
do
and
DVDs anymore.
Well, a documentary or a program for the fucking streaming and however the kids are watching it on their teeth these days, I don't know. But all that type of thing and being in the program. And if he goes back to train some at NXT, then how valuable would that be just having him in the fucking training class? They'd have to pay him. Normally, they're already paying him. But it's not going to be a blow to them. And then the inevitable probably, when he does come back and do some commentary, maybe implement the idea you suggested. Do not cry for them, Argentina, as far as their bottom line.
So this
the good thing, too, is you can put him on commentary. He'll settle in well. He'll do a good job. He can build to whatever. But no one, just like right now, no one will know exactly when he's healed. So it's a clever way to get him there, get him involved in stuff. He can always back off shit because he's injured. But no one will know when he's actually healed.
Hey,
Yeah.
be careful.
And it will accept, hopefully they do before they, or they
Right.
know when he will be before they pull the trigger on it. But yeah, there's a bunch of different things that can happen. And when we went back and they showed the clips on, and I think some fan cam stuff on Twitter of, apparently it was during the double arm DDT spot with Drew McIntyre, that he tore the tricep, and you see him take a bump over and go over in the corner, and he's checking his arm, and he's telling the referee something, blah, blah, blah. But so that means he did the rest of it, including after they got Drew and what's he out of there, and it was him and Cody for however long it was, with one arm again. And he looked fatigued, but I didn't know injured when I first watched the Royal Rumble. And even though we know he was down at NXT training, anybody that keeps himself in good shape, there's good physical shape, good bodybuilding shape, good cardio shape. The only way you can stay in good wrestling shape is to wrestle. And he had put that in, I guess, at NXT, but it's not a regular thing. But I would doubt very seriously if he worked out with anybody the size of Drew McIntyre to then intertwine his arms with their arms, go over in fucking awkward positions, and that's probably where the tricep situation happened. And that's just shit that happens.
That's the other thing. Every single one of these guys that's had a segment with Drew McIntyre where they face off with him, he's a big fucking guy. You don't realize it until he faces off with everyone.
No, and that's the kind of thing, with your arms intertwined with a guy that big and that much weight and going fucking south or whatever. That's when shit like that takes place. Nobody's particularly fault. But, you know, the luck aspect at this point is just, you know, and then again, when you look at the ridiculous shit that some people do, and looks like it kills them, and they pop right back up. And some of the biggest stars in both companies have been done in by routine shit. Whether it was fucking Cole jumping off the ramp, or Charlotte did the goddamn, it was just trying to come off the top and they got flummoxed. Didn't even come off the top. Or whatever, all of these freak occurrences are, you know, more frequent, more frequent than ever before is the point I'm trying to make. Do you remember a period here recently, or at any time in the modern era, where this many top talents were hurt concurrently or consecutively?
I mean, there were periods in the early 2000s when a lot of guys were hurt, specifically with neck injuries and stuff, but right now a lot of guys get hurt. You know, I always am concerned about, I always bring this up, guys like Punk or Danielson or anyone that age who takes a long time off and comes back, almost always they get hurt. And the style is so physical now.
Yeah.
They got away from everything. The wrestlers used to all be badasses, not hurting each other in the ring.
Yeah.
Now they're not badasses, and they hurt each other left and right, or they hurt themselves. You know, it's a hard...
I forgot about Danielson. Remember, he had a broken arm from a guy dropping an elbow on him. I think that may have been a first in fucking history.
Broken orbital socket, broken arm, just one thing after another. It's really hard to not get injured, let alone if you're taking time off and you come back and you're in your early to mid-40s. That's rough. For this style of wrestling?
Well, anyway,
a double arm DDT is just a move to do in the middle of a battle royal.
well, you know, it's not as dangerous as some of the other shit. That was an old Tennessee rib, and Bob Eaton did it a couple times. I saw him do it in Louisiana once. If you were in a battle royal, and there was like a young kid, like a rookie, just starting out, first territory, hadn't been in the business long, whatever, you'd go over and you'd grab him and you'd fucking put his arm around your head and have him get a headlock on you, right? And you'd call a spot. Drop down, leapfrog, hip toss, and you'd shoot the guy off in the middle of the ring, in the middle of the battle royal. And Bobby said invariably the kid would try, excuse me, pardon me, he'd be trying to run to the ropes to come back and do it, excuse me, pardon me, and by the time he came halfway back, Bobby just turned and walked away, right? Anyway, so nevertheless, so we are punkless now on Raw, and that is not gonna make this program certainly any more palatable.
No, which is one of the reasons why I thought he should have been on commentary, because it would have made the show more palatable, and he's really good at that role, but...
Well, but then you devalue the investment that you can make by building a major box office attractions return by making him too much of a regular pretty face, but I agree with your idea that it could be a thing where as he begins to make his return, I'm fighting back, I'm, getting better every day, he does some commentary and instigates something with somebody. Eventually, unless, how old is he? I can't remember. 40-something.
I think he's like a year older than me, so let's say 45.
Okay, at some point, whether it's 10 years from now or whatever, he's in a unique position where he could be as valuable to TKO in a commentary role for both of their companies. Think about this. With his verbal ability, his ability to bring a realism to everything, even in wrestling, as well as his experience in the UFC, such as it is, it's better than everybody who had never been in the fucking UFC at all.
Look around, see if you can find
He could be a big name like a Ventura or, whoever revolutionized color commentary and wrestling to your line of thinking out there in podcast land. Ventura, Lawler, Piper, whatever the fuck. For both companies, a personality with background in both as a color commentator for both companies' mega events.
Am I the only one who made it?
See there?
See there, CM Punk's going to have a lot of time on his hands, and he's going to be rehabbing his injury and thinking about things. I think the one thing that he can take with him throughout all these journeys is music. Music's always there for us, but you need the right earbuds to hear it. And we have a suggestion for CM Punk right now.
Well, wherever you go, you need to hear the music. You need to march to the beat of your own drummer. You need to conduct your own orchestra. You need to go where you want to go. Do what you want to do while listening to whatever you want to listen to. And that, of course, is possible and only possible with the Raycon Everyday Earbuds. You may see other people trying to sell you earbuds. Well, don't listen to them, because they're expensive, and they don't work near as well from what I hear from all of the people that give these Raycon wireless earbuds the tens of thousands of 5-star reviews. So who are you to doubt some random person on the internet? And you can use the Raycon Everyday Earbuds that have the perfect in-ear fit, by the way, so you can put them in your match and just take back drops and body slams and tic-tackles and flip-flops and don't worry about them falling out when you take bumps.
Not suggested, and that's also just so it's not suggested you take any bumps or do anything like that high impact with these in your ear.
Well, they could end up coming out your nose, or like Cactus did, you might lose a tooth up through your nasal passages. You would hear all kinds of good music until it happened. As a matter of fact, maybe stick these in your ear and have somebody call the match for you. But nevertheless, you've got a 8 hours of playtime. See, they're making the playtime longer and the size of the copy smaller. 8 hours of playtime, a 32-hour battery life on these things. You can listen to the entire Inagata Davida recording session on these things' battery life, for heaven's sake. And they're used to feeling the love. The love from the fans. As I mentioned, they've got the thousands of 5-star reviews, but you can also hook these things up for potentially all types of, erotic bedroom talk with your mate if you do it right. So you got that going for you. The customizable